Well, we have Linda Ames here today, and she is a jewelry artist at the Sawdust Art Festival. It's good to have you here today.
Thank you very much.
And you were telling me this is your 15th year?
My 15th year.
Wow.
Absolutely love it, working with people. That's what it's all about, educating people about what we do.
And it's great down there.
It
really
is. It's wonderful.
You came from Oregon, you said?
I did.
And how did you get from Oregon down here? Were you an artist up there as well?
I was. I sold real estate for about 18 years, but I'd always been into the arts.
Mm-hmm.
And so I took it professionally. A friend of mine told me this was the place to be as an artist. So I came down and I've never looked back. It's absolutely incredible.
And your first year at the Sawdust, you got lucky to get in because they do the lottery program, and you've been able to get back in ever since.
Yeah, when
Nice.
you first start out, you only get one opportunity
Yeah.
in the lottery system, and so you usually have to share. So the first 3 years out of the first 5 years, I did have to share a booth, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's
That
fine.
worked too.
That's how you get in there.
Right.
Now, tell me about your jewelry that you do here. And I went on your website, and you call this your Tide Pool series. Am I right?
I do. In Oregon.
Let me bring this over. I'm gonna try and, if I may.
Try it on?
Yeah, well, I don't know if I'm gonna try it on. I'll show you what I usually do here. We usually go like this when it's jewelry.
Uh-huh.
And then I can put it up like this, and then we go like that, see?
Oh,
and
there we
then
go.
we get it on camera there somewhat.
Yeah.
Now tell me about this, because I went online, as I said, I saw you the different pieces.
Okay, well,
and this one is, I know at least some of it's turquoise, right?
Turquoise. It's
Yeah.
all turquoise. Yeah, when I lived in Oregon, I was a painter and I taught painting, and I entered competition. And when I got down here, there seemed to be a painter on every corner painting the same tree. And,
Yeah,
and I'm an
that's true.
abstract painter, which is not that popular down here. So I delve into glass work and also wire work, and ended up doing sculptural jewelry. It's
Okay.
really what I wanted to do was the sculpting. But the difference is, in Oregon, the water is so cold, we had one starfish in there maybe. So the first year I was here, my golden retriever and I spent every day at the tide pools, falling in love with them. So I reflect the tide pools in everything I do, my paintings, my glass work, and also my sculptural jewelry. And I learned that I could sculpt with sterling silver without breaking it. If you look at the back of that,
Let's see.
hold that
yeah.
up, that represents the ocean waves around the tide pools.
And this is what, as I said, I went online to your website, and you call it your Tide Pool series.
Right.
And that's where that comes from.
It does, and since I was a painter, I was used to doing a series and connecting the dots. So this seemed to work for me, and I'm not tired of it yet. I still love sharing the tide pools with everybody that comes, and this is my way of doing it.
So where do you get your material as far as this is turquoise? Is that coral? What's that on,
This
on
is
the red?
deep red coral.
Okay.
The interesting thing about this, and I need to tell people, this is not a fossil. It is not restricted or protected. But you do want to think about coral because there's only so much of anything in the on the earth. And right now, in order to get it this deep red, they only do it off the dive for it off the coast of Taiwan. And they have to go down 300 feet, which I understand is a 2-tank dive.
Wow.
And it's pitch black down there in order to get it this dark color.
That's amazing.
So I explain it to all the people that buy my red pieces, exactly what's happening there, and it's not protected, but I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to get it.
Right,
so.
it's beautiful.
Thank you.
By the way,
Yeah, it's
that
fun to
one
work
really
with.
stood out when I went on your website.
Yeah, and this is the same with the same.
Oh yeah, with the
Yeah.
same wave
Same
kind
wave,
of design.
and I always start with a focal, and then I just build it up as I go. So everyone is done by hand, and hand-selected stones, and they're all different from each other.
Another thing you use quite often that I saw is freshwater pearls, and you have
Yes.
one on your
I
ring
do.
here.
Now this is a fun ring. This is one of my new designs.
And I'm going to
this
do
year.
the same thing over here. I'm not going to
Okay.
put, well, maybe
You
I'll
put it on your finger.
There we go. How's that? Does that
That works
Is that my
great.
style there?
And that's
now,
that's red coral and freshwater pearls.
now tell me, freshwater pearls, we've seen
Mm-hmm.
these, and they're usually, actually, I was going to say, the beauty of them is that they're very irregular in shape. And why is that? It's just the way they form? They don't have the same, is it a different type of oyster or something?
Well, just like people,
Uh-huh.
there are people
Got
that are the kind of what we consider the uniform kind of person.
Yeah.
And then there's Then there's deviation from that, and pearls are the same way. A pearl is basically, a round pearl is what they used to just hang their hat on.
Yes, you're right.
If it wasn't round, they threw it away.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
I don't know how many years ago, but probably hundreds of years ago, they discovered there was a market for an irregular shape. Certainly me, I'm a no round zone person. Everything is abstract and emotional with me on this. And again, I have that same ocean wave, so it's all consistent.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just like to use these pearls. They're now almost as expensive as a regular round pearl. The white pearls come from the area around Japan.
Okay.
And the darker pearls, the Tahitian pearls that you've heard of.
Sure.
They call them black, but they're various colors.
Yeah.
Anything that's a dark pearl usually comes from the South Seas, keeping in mind that they're all freshwater today. The saltwater pearls are incredibly expensive.
Really?
You could pay
Wow.
maybe $600 or more.
Is that
for
because they're
one
harder
round.
to get?
They're harder to get, and they're perfection, you know?
Yeah.
And so what they do is they now cultivate them, and the only difference is they inject a tiny little something to irritate the oyster.
Right.
The oyster is probably about this big, and then they hang them on a, you could see it on YouTube, they hang them on something that's like a ladder.
Yeah.
And they're they're in the water, of course, and they tie them on there, and after they're injected with this tiny little irritant, and the pearl spends, the oyster spends about 18 months to 2 years throwing its nacre on it to try and get rid of this sore.
Right.
And that's how the pearl is formed. And if they're irregular, they sell them to people like me. And if they're round, they sell them probably to people who have
Like Tiffany.
expensive yes, exactly. And you buy them by farms. You go in and you have to buy the whole farm. So whatever is there, you take what you need, what you want, and then the rest of it you sell. And they're absolutely gorgeous. I love playing with pearls. They're probably my best seller. The other thing I carry that's unusual is lapis, and that's that deep blue. And it has to have some specks of gold in it in order to really be good.
Right.
And you have to find the right vendor. And I have vendors, because you would ask me this question, I have vendors for every single stone that I carry. And I use just natural organic stones or semi-precious. And I hand touch and pick each one of them. I don't buy online.
Do you
or
tumble
anything.
them, like in the
I
case of
don't-
a turquoise?
You
or-
know, as an artist, you have to decide what you can do and what you can't.
Right.
Since mine are all one of a kind, if I went out to the mines, which in the case of turquoise, unless you're Native American, or in a lot
Right,
of
you
cases are
can't do that,
restricted
yeah.
anyway. If I went out to the mines and cut the stones and did all the lapidary, I'd never get to the jewelry. So those are usually different people.
Right.
So I buy them already finished, and that's why I'm very picky about how they look and how I'm going to use it. And again, I start with the center, and then I work out, just keep playing with it.
They're beautiful.
Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Where are you at, on the grounds?
I'm on the grounds. Let's see. I'm booth 334.
Okay.
Linda Ames Studio. I'm also online. If you go to my Linda Ames Studio website.
Okay.
You did that.
I did.
You find some
Yeah,
of
and
my
the best
work.
way to find it, I always tell people, go to the Sawdust Festival website and go under artists and artist directory, and you'll see Linda's name there. And then from there, there's a direct link to her website, because that's the easiest way to
Yeah,
find it.
it
and
is.
get information. The Sawdust Festival, by the way, goes to August 30th, so you have another couple weeks to go. It's a lot of fun. We were down there a couple weeks ago ourselves. I like it in the evening. That's my favorite time down there.
Big party time.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's beautiful. It's cooler, of course. A lot of food down there, and you can have fun with.
Food's
And,
great.
There's, I think the night we were there were 2 different bands in different locations.
3 actually.
3, wow.
The saloon and the main stage.
Yeah.
And then there's a quiet little romantic setup at the Greek restaurant, which is on the right.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun. I encourage everybody to go down. I also encourage you that the best way to get down there, parking this time of the year, it's not easy. Go to the Act 5 parking lot that's along Laguna Canyon there, and you can park there. I think it's like $7, so it's cheaper than about half price of anywhere else this time of the year. You get on the shuttle bus, and it takes you right there, so it's very easy to do. And actually, the shuttle will take you throughout
Well,
Laguna Beach. So
they
it's nice.
expanded the shuttle this year because we were all yelling about parking.
Yeah.
El Morro Elementary, which is clear up by Crystal Cove, is $5, and if you're
Oh,
driving
really?
down from
I didn't know
Newport,
that.
Newport, Costa Mesa, some of the northern
Yeah.
places, drive down Coast Highway, park at El Morro,
Very
the
good.
shuttle will pick you up there. And
Okay.
and on the southern end, you've got Ritz-Carlton, but also Dana Point, San Juan Capistrano,
Mm-hmm.
and San Clemente are hooking up trolleys to our trolleys.
Great.
So shouldn't be a problem this year.
Yeah, very good. Linda, nice to have you on.
Nice to talk to you. Thank
And
you very
you
much for
take
having
care.
me.
Great stuff.
All
Good
right.
luck with the rest of the
This
show.
is mine, not yours.
Okay, there you go. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Yeah, very nice stuff.